And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Welcome to the Dice Tower.
Hi, I'm Tom Vasel. This is my daughter Amy, and today we're talking about Can You See What I See? Now, this is based on a popular series of books where you try to find different objects in larger pictures, and seems like that would make the basis for a game. In fact, there are games like that. There are Where's Waldo games. There's a game that recently came out from Hasbro which has the same thing, where you're trying to find objects. But this one's geared especially towards younger children. Has really thick cards and really bright pictures of toys, I think, that are in most people's toy cabinets or such. Let's take a closer look at the components. Here's the basic game. There are these Find Me cards, and then there are large cards with 4 different objects on them. So you can see, for example, this one has a top, a gnome, a penguin, and an egg on it. And each of these cards has 4 items. Then there are cards with just 1 item on it, like this one, or this one. And so here's the basic game. In the basic game, we turn over, everyone has 12 of these cards face up in front of them. These are the Keep Me cards. These are face up in front of each player, and then you turn over the top card. And then each player turns over any card that has that toy on it. So for example, I turn over the dinosaur, I look, I have 1 card with a dinosaur on it, so I turn that one over. Amy has no cards with a dinosaur on, so I'm winning. We turn over the next one, has a spring, so both of us turn over the cards with springs on them. We turn over the next one, it's a car, so both of us turn over the cards that have cars on them. Well, that was a good one for me because that gave me 3 different cards. Then the next one's a marble, and both of us turn over cards that have a marble on them. Oops, the next one here is a shell. So we turn over any that have a shell on them. Then the wooden block. And as you can see, both the shell and the wooden block weren't too good for me. Horseshoe. Well, there we go. I got 3 with a horseshoe on. Next one is a kangaroo. Neither one of us has anything with a kangaroo. Then a die. Yay for the dice tower. Then a tricycle. Neither one of us. Then a teddy bear. Then a teapot. Oh, I got a teapot. Then Mr. Seymour. Then the elephant. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Then a yo-yo. Then a spool of thread. Then a sun. Then a block. Then scissors. And since Amy was able to get all 12 of hers turned over, she wins this game. This is the basic game. Very, very simple, but little kids have fun looking for the pictures amongst their cards. This is the advanced version of the game, even though it's still fairly simple. In the middle, we put 6 of these cards, and then each player has 6 of the object cards face up in front of them, along with a stack that they'll be drawing from. On your turn, you pick one of these object cards that matches something in the middle. So let's say on my turn, I look and I say, ooh, I'll pick the button. So I discard the button, drawing a new card to take its place, and then all the cards with buttons in the middle, I get to keep. And as you can see, there's 3 cards with buttons, so I get all of them. I then turn over 3 new cards to take those place, and now it's Amy's turn. So she has to pick one of her objects and find however many cards with that in the middle. Now sometimes you're only going to get 1 card, sometimes more than 1 card, so she uses the goose or the swan, and she gets 2 cards. Those 2 cards are replaced, and it's my turn. Now, while I'm doing this, I especially want to take cards with Seymour on, because those cards are worth 2 points at the end of the game. And so there's some strategy there. And also I might look and see what Amy has, and try to take cards that stop her, that will stop her from grabbing a whole pile at one time. Actually, this isn't looking too good for me. I can't see that I can take any cards, can I? Is there any cards with any? Oh, wait, there's a gnome. So I can take the gnome. And it's your turn now, Amy. What can you do that will get you the most points? Because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to play cards that give you the most points. And if you can't, then you just take something that gives you a decent amount of points. So Amy looks around. Too bad she doesn't have the spring, because the spring will let you get 3 cards. And so we keep doing that until the pile of those cards runs out, and then we count up the points. Each card is worth 1 point, except the cards with good old Mr. Seymour on. Those cards are worth 2 points. There you go. That's the game. Can you see what I see? Can you see what I see? The cards are nice and thick. They're easy to see. The objects are recognizable. After a while, the kid's like, oh, look, there's Seymour on the card. And while it's certainly geared for younger kids, I would say for ages 3 to 7, there is some strategy to the game. Obviously, there's usually one best move to make on your turn. But it's up to the kids to find that best move. And with thick cards, colorful pictures, this is a game that I think you have a lot of fun playing with your child. They will have fun looking for the different shapes and colors. Did you like the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're playing this game quite a bit. So I recommend this, especially for younger children. Can you see what I see?
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.